Welcome back. Tonight you are the Star Cup. Oh yes, let the difficulties commence. SMK Limited 2. Yeah, still proud of that whole thumbnail idea. You know what I do when I can't play video games? I just work on how I can do them better in other ways. By reading. A lot of reading, actually. Believe it or not. Also, watching other people do stuff. That helps, too. Now, I'm not to say I'm some fans of certain people, but I do like the gaming historian. Good guy. Thanks for someone to mention who that was. Thank you. You know who you are. We are back at Ghost Valley again. This little Mario of mine does not want to be let shine. Wow, okay, we have a couple long straights, and that's fine for when I need to use mushrooms, if I get any. I'm quite sad that I'm not getting nearly as many feathers as I normally do when I do these things, because that helps out immensely in some of these, because they don't account for, well, many of the shortcuts you can jump over. However, I do know it's completely possible for the item distribution to change or be modded, so that might have something to do with it. Maybe. But none of us will ever know the circumstances that promoted us to those endeavors that we had in our minds. One red shell is all it takes. You know, I like how it works in Super Mario Kart Super Circuit, where you can actually lay a red shell, and I think this is the only time that you can actually do that. So you lay a red shell, and it basically works like a proximity mine. It detects the next person and goes after them. I feel like that's a really good use of a red shell, especially when you're in first, like me. I don't know why they didn't bring that back. I kind of like that. This weird little landmine situation. Like, imagine doing that with a spiny shell. Would it start traveling backwards and go to the person in last? Could you imagine? Always gets the number one Koopa on the roll. Maybe I throw a red shell at his face one more time. Then we like to get into fun and stuff. I need more ghost houses. Not enough ghost houses for me to inspect. Ghost report. No, not the ghost report! They spread fake news about ghosts. I mean, they're disinformation artists. Like, what's the difference? How we word it. Yes, I know. Do. This Mario is what you are coming for. This Mario. I'm in the middle of some other stuff too. I was in the middle of this Mario 64 hack. I was in the middle of doing Mega Man 5. That's not gonna take me that long. It's just, I noticed when I felt like I didn't have enough energy to do Mega Man 5 is when I'm like, alright, let me take a little break and do all this refurbishment. Is there anything else about my channel I need to refurbish? I probably need to go commission some art. I keep telling myself that. But it's like, how important does it become? But it's almost not just for YouTube anymore. Now it's just a general thing. I should have a something. Just same for you. Well, you know I used before, right? It was either I used the Wolf Link from Twilight Princess, or I used Blade Wolf from Metal Gear Revengeance. Which, oddly enough, that character is very close to my personality. Or at least the way he speaks is. Most definitely. Curious. Curious how you slammed yourself into another kind of Mario Circuit 2 situation. These cross jumps, man. Gotta love them. How unintimidating the chocolate seems when it's not trying to kick your butt in. Do. Hey, final lap. We all know about those things. It blocks off Lakitu's head. Is just like, yeah, man. Oh, I'm gonna bump turtles with my wheels. Meals on those wheels. That's okay by me. If you don't make that jump, you're just a sucker. Like that guy. Actually, wait, you know what? I think it's because the person in the back is just going too slow to make the jump. That's exactly what's happening. My god. That poor bastard. Yeah, look at the time difference on that between last place and second to last. Yeah, that... He got really owned there. Although it could have just kept going. I do like how the AI pretends to be like, yeah, that's the time they finished at, according to our prediction algorithm. That's when they should have finished, instead of actually watching them finish. It's like, we'll just guess for you. Your place is when Mario finishes, then everyone gets their place. It's like, what? Really? No. Here, have jumps on the ice. Yeah, that's real fun. It's just a bunch of ice walls. Damn. Should break a lot of those in the first lap so you don't have to worry about them later, but somehow I never see the AI hit more ice blocks than I would like them to. Yeah. Some say the assets for this are just used from Whiteland. Maybe they are. Remember, F-Zero had to walk so that Super Mario Kart could run. I'm just saying. And one of those things to make it run better was having a two-player. That's the first thing. Oh, look, the leaf that I never fucking see. That I sometimes am supposed to call it a feather and not a leaf. That I always fucking do. I always do that.
Is it a feather or a leaf? I can't tell the difference.
Oh well, at least I don't call every console Nintendo. Like my mother would have. It's like, oh, you want a Nintendo? Or this Nintendo? Or this Nintendo? It's like, yeah, they're all Nintendos, Mom.
Every last one is a Nintendo. You put it on your back shelf.
It's all Nintendo. Sony, that's Nintendo. Well, it could have been Microsoft. Nintendo for computers. Bam, Nintendo. There's Nintendo on your phone. There's Nintendo in your microwave. There's Nintendo in... Yeah. Can I just, like, say something? Don't put internet in your appliances. That's how the plot of Mega Man Battle Network happens. Okay? The only times you need internet are on communication devices. No more, no less. I'm not saying this to be a Luddite, but... Although the term Luddite has been kind of used in the wrong way anyway. Yes, Bowser's Castle! Okay, it's another Bowser's Castle with jumps and thwomps that look nothing like thwomps have ever looked since and before. So your guess is as good as mine. Sprite limitations? I don't think that's a good excuse. We could have had those. We could have had them look like how they look in Super Mario World. I don't know, man.
I'm not responsible for anything you see before you, except my own things in life.
Oh yeah, jump across. Like you're a damn jackrabbit. Yeah, bump into my sides. That won't help me.
Yeah. Most of my coin loss is due to dudes bumping the shit out of me like we're bumper cars. Yes, really. And I kind of have to oblige them because I'm not trying to slow down just so they can't not hit me. See, I know how to double negative, even if it's redundant. I'll just use it the right way, even if it doesn't make sense to say it that way. It'll at least lead to the same result of communication. That's what you want. Or maybe it doesn't do that. Be like that. It does not do. This is a sign I need to restart. I just notice when you use up a life, you disappear from the bottom screen. It's like the Mario escaped from this timeline and has entered a new timeline. That's how I see it now. But that didn't happen like that. By the way, new Prince of Persia game, is that going to be good? Because I don't know. I want to say it's good, but it's also Ubisoft, who's been kind of on decline lately, even though I kind of really want their Hitman games, at least Hitman 3. Yeah. Well, there's some controversy where just like, oh no, if you don't use your account, Ubisoft's going to shut down all your things. It's like, you know, the only thing Ubisoft is that I only have so many things on there in the first place. If anything, I kept forgetting that you're even a Steam rival at all, besides EA Origin, which I'm surprised people are doing that. Or, Epic's offering, which I'm still not using, no matter what you say. I'm sorry. I'm still pissed off with them for what they did to Unreal Tournament. And, to rub it in, they don't support Classic Unreal Tournament anymore. Although the servers are still usable. You just can't buy it on Steam anymore. Which is terrible. I just want you to know that. Actually, remind me to do... Yeah, the only thing stopped me from doing an Unreal Tournament playthrough is... First, I actually want to just play the original Unreal first, which I also have. Which I want to do. The second is that... Well, it would be a bunch of AI battles in a first-person shooter arena. Like, yeah, there's a campaign in that, but also there's a lot of different difficulty settings. And that wouldn't be so bad, except the last match, the difficulty setting you set does not matter. The AI will actually be as competent as you are. Kind of like in the same way that Dark Link in Ocarina of Time is just as good as you are. Like, it scales how it functions based on how well you're doing. As you can imagine, that kicks my ass every time because it's like trying to fight myself. No, really, if you suck at Ocarina of Time, you'll probably be better off at Dark Link than I am. That's kind of how it works. It just works! Alright, here's the toughest track in this one. Why is that? Because although the track looks tame, notice how there's walls at all the edges of the track. So there's no possible way to go off-road except for that one turn. Yeah, except for those two turns on the side there, there's really no way to go off-road. In a way that's helpful. Actually, even if you do go off-road, it's not really all that helpful anyway because of how the walls are placed. This means I have to do precise turns or I'm probably going to slam into the wall multiple times. Yep. So glad I'm not doing some 150cc. That was not... I did not want to do that again. I know I was able to do it before. I don't want to. I'm sorry. Maybe if you want to see that for some reason, yeah. I don't want to do those, like, challenge runs that people like to do. Although I do like watching challenge runs. Because it's very informative. Like, I watch speedrunners. Like, I'll do that just to get a sense of things. You know? It helps me understand if things are actually possible. Even if it's hard to pull off. Or I do it just to kind of remember where certain content is, and the quickest way to check where some part of the game is to watch a speedrunner do it. Literally. Unless they like skipping it, so make sure it's like a glitchless run. Which can be hard to determine, because, pointing out a glitch in a game, glitch exploiting, can almost be equivocated to hacking, even though the program is letting you do it. So I don't know how to respond to situations like that. Except, fuck you, I'm doing that again.
Hey Mario, how come they let you have 2 SMK limiteds? It's my turn on the Super Nintendo!
Isn't that always how it works? You're probably going to wonder, how the hell do I get from 8th place to 1st? Right now. Oh, I manage. I'm very proud of this. Look at that. Look at that go. Actually, I'm more proud of the actual ability to see, given how small the screen is in the modern day. And you're just like, how did you see all those pixels back then? Well, the truth is, my eyes are trained for speed. That makes me okay at racing games. Unless it's a realistic racing game, well, then I have questions. Because everyone's idea of the truth is about simulation racing, that they don't tell you, is that it's not 100% accurate. And those changes are noticeable between every single game. It's kind of like when you make a sitcom about, like, something that could happen in everyday life, and then you look back on it 20 years from now and you're like, wait, no, that was never the case. Even though it seemed like it was somewhere near truthful at the time. Or the past is going to look a lot... Past nonfiction looks a lot like present fiction. As weird as that sounds. With this little Marshall that I like to speed and watch that, I got back into third place just as simply as that. What helps with getting ahead in this track is all the question blocks. There sure are a lot of them. Well, there's not a lot of them, but they're placed very sporadically so that you can get multiple items in one lap. And I do like that about this track. That kind of makes up for it. Yeah, that's kind of the upside of this track. It is the only upside of this track. So my vote is for maybe this one's the most interesting one. Remember that other track from SMK Limited 1? Please go look at that. There's a track in SMK Limited 1. You can probably see if you look at the thumbnail. There's this blocky-ass looking one that looks like it was like a battle map. It was amazing, because it's probably the most, like, opposed to the... It's the most non-traditional Mario Kart track I'd played in quite some time. And watching the AI go through it as I go through it was nothing short of exciting. I can only remember what it was. No, just check the thumbnail. That should give you an idea of when it was. Oh, shoot. Stars and Stripes. Oh, was that the last one? I don't think so. Yeah, it was the last one. Okay. Well then, it's because I got second in one of them. That's why I didn't realize. Because normal be max at 45 points. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Oh boy, I'd love to see you all for Special Cup. Come see me there soon. And, well, yeah. Yeah, playing Mario Kart is a lot like watching a filler episode, isn't it? At least on my channel it is. So I'll see you next time. We'll go look at the Special Cup, see what's going on with... There's always at least one Rainbow Road, but it's always funny when a mod has multiple Rainbow Roads, and then you're like, then you don't know how to react. In this case, it's only one. I believe in the last one I did have two Rainbow Roads. Well, in one of them it does... I'm pretty sure there's at least a number that have multiple Rainbows, and you're like, what's happening? And you're like, I don't know. See ya.